13 straight wins. Yes, indeed, the Edmonton Oilers on fuego at the Saddle Dome with a 3-1 victory over their provincial rivals. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Oil Stream Postgame show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola and YouTube Trev inside the EST studios to break it all down. It's just me and my young compadre tonight. All the analysts have the night off. They're busy guys. A huge thank you to Jason Strudwick for filling in earlier today on the Oil Stream pregame show. You can text us 780-218-9999, or you can get in on the nasty chat. Hit the thumbs up button on your way in. It's like taking off your shoes when you're coming to a party. Everyone does it. It's the proper courtesy. Don't forget it. I'm just kidding. I'm not holding you to it, but hit it, and we appreciate it. And all that good stuff. Get in on the conversation if you're listening in your vehicle, 780-218-9999, or if you're watching at home or on your phone or on your computer, the nasty chat is where you can also get at us. YouTube Trev, he's click-clacking away there. Are you okay? You ready to hop on? It's just you and I tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's give this a go here.
Hello, Trevor.
How we doing? Tommy?
We're doing good, pal.
Yeah, what a great night. It was good. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting more goals. I was, but all in all, I think it was pretty nitty gritty, tight check-in. It was a battle. It was a battle. I think there was a lot to like on the Oilers side of things. They didn't give up a heck of a whole lot, and it was they got it done. 13 straight wins, record.
A Canadian NHL franchise record, surpassing, what is it, like the 1968 Montreal Canadiens?
Yep.
Not bad.
It's crazy. It doesn't make sense to me, Tommy. Just how the season started. Like, if you were to tell me that they were going to start the way they did, and then also have a 13-game heater, I would have told you you're a liar. But here we are, and wow, things are looking really good for the Oilers. They're sitting pretty, and I mean, you'd have to be really picky to complain about, anything. I mean, there's a few things you can pick out from tonight's game, but I mean,
sure.
13 straight wins, Tommy. Like, it doesn't even, like, I can't even believe I'm saying that right now. It's insane.
I know. They get it done. They've got Stu Skinner now with a 10-game winning streak of his own. All right, let's get into the scoring summary and the game stats from the Oilers' 13th straight win, and they get it done over the Calgary Flames in Calgary. Lots of orange and blue in the crowd. If you're an Oiler fan, you love to see it, and you could even hear the chants in the crowd going back and forth. If you're in Calgary, you were at the game, and you happen to be listening to us now, let us know what the atmosphere was like at the Saddle Dome. Trev and I had the volume up, and we picked up on some of it, but then him and I would have our own conversations about the game, and like kind of it drowned out the broadcast. Yes, well, you want to make a point. You gave me the, what's up?
Oh, no, sorry. Someone said nice mustache. I was like, yeah, I was like, nice. I was just pointing at them. But, you're right. It was the let's go Oilers or go Flames go, and then there's the Oilers suck. So it's nice to see. I love it. It gets the crowd. It gets me going. Like, when the crowd's involved, that's part of what makes playoff hockey, right? There's the big hits, there's everything, but I mean, when the fans are as involved as they are, Tommy, there's nothing better. And when it's like this, like, I've been to a few Battle of Albertas here in Rogers Place, but obviously from down south, that's where I went to was at the Dome, and I really like the atmosphere. This might be a hot take, but I always liked, because I always felt like the Oilers traveled more to the Saddle Dome, so it was always nice to see all the Oilers fans, and it was a lot more rowdier. Like, it was more split. It was like 50-50 here. I think it's like 80% Oilers fans, 20%, or maybe 75-25. But when you're at the Dome, it's like 50-50, and it's nice. It's very fun. Yeah, it's very loud.
They get what they wanted, and that was an Oilers victory. Let's go into the scoring summary and game recap and the stats and all that good stuff. 780-218-9999 or the nasty chat, and we'll get to those right away here in the first period. Ryan McLeod from Warren Foegele and Vinny Desharnais. This was a nice play. Great feed by Desharnais, finds Foegele. Foegele bobbles it. McLeod swooping in with that speed and that confidence that he's been playing with lately. Just stays onside, and I mean just burns by the D-man. Nice little move, and then chips it past Dan Vladar for Fogel's 9th of the year. No challenge from Ryan Huska and the Flames. That goal coming at 15:03. I thought that first period, really, I thought it was all Oilers. I thought they were tremendous. I thought they were really taking the play, tilting the ice, good zone time, getting the better opportunities, pressure. And then in the second period, the Flames with a good response. Keep in mind, they've been playing well lately. They had just lost to Toronto. Prior to that, they had a 4-game winning streak. They had won 7 of their last 10. So this was a team that was coming alive. No pushover, especially of late. And the Calgary Flames decided to push back against the Oilers in the second period. And they managed to take advantage of an Oilers mistake. It was Ryan Nugent-Hopkins trying a big backhand chip from the blue line towards the Flames goal. It's Mackenzie Weegar, bats it down, carries it out of his zone, quick outlet pass, gets it back on the 3-on-1. Poor Cody Ceci trying to defend it, and Weegar converts his 10th of the season, and the Hockey Night Canada boys saying that they think that Weegar should be the Flames all-star instead of Lindholm this year, and he's having himself a pretty darn good offensive season, collecting his 10th goal to equalize it in the second period at a minute 58. Blake Coleman with the assist. Nice pass by Coleman to Weegar. Coleman also having a very strong offensive season. So bad play in the offensive zone ends up costing the Oilers. In the third period, I thought it was even back and forth, but again, when push came to shove, it was Edmonton that seemed to get the better chances. Calgary did have a few good ones, but either the Oilers got in lanes or Stu Skinner was there to just hold the fort, which was exactly what you need. That's part of why he's got a 10-game winning streak. That's why the Oilers also have a 13-game winning streak now, and just very steady Stu, very reliable, and then you get a little bit of luck as well. This guy just came back into the lineup the other night. This guy, beloved by Oilers fans. He will probably be a member of the Oilers organization for a while. Call it an educated guess, but he's still playing. He is Sam Gagner, his 5th of the year, from a bad angle, off of Flames defender, off of Dan Vladar's, I think it was his glove, and into the back of the net. Cody Ceci and Dylan Holloway with the assist. Holloway's first assist of the season, his first game back in 10 weeks, and I thought he had a good game too, all things considered, playing center. That goal coming at a minute 39 of the third period. The Oilers would not look back. Again, Skinner holding the fort when he needed to. The Oilers still trying to push, hold that lead at the same time, and sure enough, Zach Hyman, a man possessed when he sees that empty net, because he's missed a couple of them this season. And I think back to the Chicago game specifically. And Hyman out-muscles, bullies YouTube Trev, bullies Rasmus Anderson off the puck. Wraparound, he buries it. Nugent-Hopkins chipped it out, and Hyman chased it down. 3-1 Oilers, Hyman's 28th, empty netter, 19:25, time of the goal. Give the Oil the 3-1 decision. Shots on net, 33-27 in favor of Edmonton. Calgary, the better team on the faceoff dot, 51.8 to 48.2%. The power play for Edmonton tonight, 0 for 2. They took a penalty on the power play early. It was Hyman interference, and then we saw Kane get caught for an interference, trying that little pick play at the blue line. That's interference. Did Tanev go down easy on the Kane one? Yup. That's good instinct. That's a veteran move. Did I love it? No. Was I in agreement with Evander Kane when he went like this? Yeah. But it's still interference. Zach Hyman, livid at the ref when he got called for the little pick play. That's interference. You can't do that. Can't do that. So Oilers power play 0 for 2 tonight. PK continues to stay hot. It has crept up into the top 10 of the NHL. It's incredible. It went 3 for 3 tonight. Hits 23-14 in favor of Calgary. Block shots 13-8 in favor of Edmonton. 14 giveaways for the Flames to 5 for the Oilers. 6 takeaways for Calgary to Edmonton 7. That stat and block shots coming to you from the off-ice officials. The Oilers with the 3-1 win. YouTube, Trev, you seeing any chats or anything you want to get to? I'm going to have a sip of...
Yeah, for sure. I see a lot of PK in the comments, and I didn't know if they were talking about the PK because it has been strong, or the comments. We all know what PK Subban has said, which the Oilers cannot play defensive, structured game. But
Can I just say one thing about that?
Yeah, of course.
He was right 2 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where the dilemma is. It's just the wrong context, right? I don't know if he's watched the Oilers game
Probably
recently.
Because he has to tonight.
That's fair. That's fair.
After being cut to shreds for a bad comment.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, you can't all be perfect, but I'm sure he's
not.
oh, okay, it's definitely changed, right? But I mean, it's been a drastic change. The Oilers are playing some really stingy defense, and it's crazy. It really is crazy to see what they've been able to do as of late. You mentioned Dylan Holloway. I thought Dylan Holloway was a beauty all pretty well every time he was noticeable when he was out there. And he couldn't have, he had 1 assist tonight, first of the season, you said. He could have had 3, but we were talking about it.
Who were the other 2? He passed those great passes. Brilliant scoring opportunities, too.
Yeah, he couldn't have set up, it's just so unfortunate. He set up the 2 coldest players probably in the whole NHL, in Cody Ceci, the first opportunity.
Yeah.
And then Connor Brown. And so, I mean, it's tough. It's tough because, I mean, Connor Brown, that wasn't even, it was a wide open it was a wide open, and he actually shot it left. Like, it was going, he shot it towards the goalie as opposed to, it's tough. So, Dylan Holloway, rather, he looked really good, and I was really impressed with his play throughout the whole game, and maybe he can build with that. I thought that line was pretty solid, and like I said, he had if those were other players, right, that's a few more points. So it looked really good. I was pretty impressed.
I'm with you on that. I'm seeing a lot of people with the call on Hyman, and they're saying that's BS, that's BS, that's BS. I know. I get it. And what did we say when we watched that replay from the one end on the Hyman penalty? Who made the call?
Oh yeah, that's right. The VAR referee.
Ref.
Yeah. The one that
worst view of it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
But he has gotten caught on that a couple of times, and the instinct now is whenever anybody goes down, you assume something bad happened, and it's a penalty. So, and it was a back ref. I said that to you. I'm like, look who called that.
Yeah. No, I mean.
Worst view.
It's fair, and that's reason to be mad. I mean, if the close ref doesn't call it, then that should be it, right? The back ref's calling. It's like, what are you seeing? Like, you clearly don't have the good view.
150 feet away.
Yeah, that's happened a few times, and when it does, it'll always raise some eyebrows.
Yeah. So anyway, they got the PK taken care of. 3 for 3 tonight. Yes, the power play 0 for 2, and I'm not going to argue and say that was a great call, but those get called a lot. And it happened twice in this game. 780-218-9999. Let's get into the inbox here as the Oilers win it 3-1 over the Calgary Flames. People are feeling it, man. I told you there was good energy tonight. Good energy just all around from Calgary, from here. A big game. They're wearing the Heritage Classic jerseys. It's the last weekend of minor hockey week. It is Hockey Day in Canada. It's just a good vibe in the deep of winter going into this one. And we got a good battle at the Saddle Dome tonight. The Oilers coming out victorious in this one. Let's go to Eden. Thank you, Eden, for using the best middle name possible. In all caps, Eden says, Zachary Bartholomew Hyman does it again. Is that his real middle name? No. Is it the best middle name you could possibly have? Yes. Ask Dustin Bartholomew Nielsen. He knows firsthand.
That's a good one. We like to have a lot of fun with that. You in particular.
I love that. I started laughing when I saw that from Eden. 780-218-9999. The Wolf says, YTT, you better believe I was the loudest in the house when the Oilers won, but of course in a respectable way because all nasties are respectable at the end of the day with a couple of devil horns. That one's for you, big boy.
Yeah, that's solid. At the end of the day, it's nice to show your passion, but I think there's a respect level. Like I definitely wear it on my sleeves, right? When I'm at, especially when I'm in the dome, right? Like I love to get them going, but there's always, you look at the opposite side, and when I see a Flames fan or just any fan, it's like, okay, like if I'm doing that, would I like it? No, probably not. So no, I like that. That's a good answer. We are respectful. Absolutely.
Very well done. I like that a lot. Another text comes in saying, more like Rasmus Stan Stilson. Hyman wins the race. Man, I love that the Leaves didn't sign Zach Hyman. That comes in from CMAC. CMAC, yes, thank you for using the proper plural of Leaf, unlike the team from Toronto. KL texts in, says 13 in a row, boys. How about Brown missing an open net, shooting it directly at the goalie? Hate to see it. Also, great team win. Just stayed within our structure and grinded it out. Very impressed. Nurse didn't have a great game with the pinch on the first goal and the blind pass to nobody that got them hemmed in, but played well in the third. That one from Kale. Kale, I didn't like the play by Nugent Hopkins on the Flames goal either. That was a bad backhand dump towards the middle. Nurse was pinching, tried to come back.
Yeah, he didn't read the play.
That's a low percentage play.
It is.
Right?
Yeah,
like
no, for sure.
Backhander, 10 feet in the air. By the time it gets towards the crease, Uyghur's got time to take a run at it, knocks it down, and he's got a head of steam going back the other way. I would put it more on Nugent Hopkins than Nurse, but Nurse had committed to pinching. So
yeah. It's like, who do you fault? Because had knowing, if Nurse knew that he was going to do that, he probably wouldn't have just, let's get. So it's kind of, it is what it is, and it led to obviously a goal, which is not ideal, but you win some, you lose some, and the Oilers have won 13 straight.
They won a whole bunch,
yeah,
including that one tonight. This one from Library Pat says that Gagne goal is one of the weirdest ones I have ever seen. Library Pat, I'm with you. I looked at it, and I'm looking at Trev. I'm like, that went in? And did it hit the Flames D-man? And it popped up, and then it hit Vladar, like the thumb of his glove, and then it just bounced and carried him back top shelf, like bar down. It was very strange.
I've never seen that before, Tommy.
Very strange.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this a little bit this week. They don't ask you how, they ask you how many. But that, it does. I had to watch that a few times. I'm sure, like a lot of you guys. But I mean, I thought Gagne's play was that's what you can expect from him, and we kind of touched on it a little bit in the pregame. Like, I wouldn't mind. I like that veteran presence you have with Gagne. On the fourth line with Dylan Holloway, and as we learned in the pregame interviews, we heard from Holloway, he's like, I like being the center. You get more touches, and I think that's more of a natural. He talked about it. He was a little bit of a lefty center.
Yep.
He switched a little bit, but more so a center growing up. And I mean, I think that's where they should definitely have him in the future, and there could really be something there, Tommy.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah,
right?
I like that.
That's encouraging.
That was a good test.
Tonight,
it was
right?
a good test for sure.
Is it adrenaline? Is it just first game back with the big club? What combination of it is that? Can it be sustainable? I think people want to know. And then could that be the answer? And then you just rotate the wingers, or is it just an option down the road that you could use from time to time till he matures, finds his consistency? We shall see. Because 3 weeks ago, people were saying, leave Ryan McLeod at left wing. Well, he played center again today. It looked just fine to me.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't really talked about you hinted at the beginning of the show, but Ryan McLeod, he's just continued to I was pretty worried. All of a sudden, you have him slotted with Warren Foegele and Leon Draisaitl, one of the best players in the world. Mm-hmm. And then I wouldn't say demoted, but I mean, kind of, right? But I mean, he's getting, he's the center, right? He's the guy now.
The third line center.
Yeah, he is. So I was a little worried, having him with Janmark and Ryan, but he found that confidence with Leon Draisaitl and Warren Foegele, and he's taken it to the third line. He's like, hey, I can be that guy. And you're starting to see that. Like, that was not a fluke play. Like, that's a very skilled play. Yes. We've seen Austin Matthews pretty well do the exact same thing the other night to the Calgary Flames. He did the between the legs. It was a nice goal with speed. And I seen this stat earlier this week, and it was like NHL posted it on their Instagram. Maybe I can grab it here, but it showed some of the players there, the highest bursts. They're like 20-mile-per-hour bursts, speed bursts in the season this year. Mm-hmm. And you had the likes of, obviously Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar was there. Buddy from Rupe Hintz was there as well.
Super fast.
And they had Ryan McLeod in there as well, right? Like, he has the speed, and all those guys, all those players are super good. They rely on their speed. If he can use that speed, which we're starting to see, and he's capitalizing on it, that's going to be huge, right? It's not a lot of players have the speed that Ryan McLeod does. Like, it's very, very lucky that he has that speed, and I mean, he's starting to really, really use it at the NHL level, so it's nice.
McLeod tonight, with the goal, +1, 12:46 time on ice. He did play a minute 36 on the PK. One shot, obviously. Credited with a hit, a takeaway, 1-2 faceoffs, lost 3. And if you're wondering how Holloway handled himself on the faceoff dot tonight, he ended up with 3 wins, no losses. Not bad.
We take that.
Not bad. You take that. That's good. 780-218-9999. Nasty chat, what are you guys up to? Are you guys talking amongst yourselves, or are you guys sending in some texts our way? James Barrels says, I believe the Penguins closed out the 93 season with that streak, then got beat by the Isles in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. The streak I think James is alluding to is the 17-game win streak. That is the National Hockey League record. Edmonton's 3 back of that. And Edmonton now stands alone among Canadian teams with the longest winning streak in team history. Canadian team history.
Yep. It's insane. Like, I remember when, obviously I started watching the Oilers during the Decade of Darkness, and I think it was like within my first 5 years of watching the team, it was McDavid's rookie season. They went out east, and it was the first 5-game win streak that I had seen, it was a 6-game win streak that the Oilers had in my first 5 years of watching the team, and I'm like, wow, like this is crazy. Like the Oilers really never have streaks. I remember it was like they'd win 4 games in a row every now and then, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's a huge streak, and here we are, like almost like triple that with 13 now. Like it's crazy, and you look around the leagues, like. Or you look around the league and all the teams that have put on those streaks, and it's like, wow, like what, like that's just insane. You don't realize, or you look at it and you're like, wow, that's super impressive, and it's honestly just so insane, really.
How about Columbus with 16?
And like that was what Dusty had brought up on the morning show. I totally forgot about that. Like
it was crazy.
Yeah, it really is crazy.
Look at them now.
Yeah. And no stars on that team either, really. They had Bobrovsky. It was a Vezina winning season for him.
Was Panarin there yet? I can't remember.
20. No,
he wasn't. Okay. Cal in the park texts in.
Maybe he was. But
Cal,
I'm gonna think about that now.
May I, Trevor?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
Cal in the park says, great game tonight. Oil deserved the W, but call me old, 61. This is not a battle of Alberta. It was a great hockey game. I thought it was I enjoyed it. Maybe I hyped it up too much. Was it an epic? No. Was it a classic? Definitely not. Was it fun? At times. Do people like the result? Absolutely. But Cal, I understand where you're coming from. But I think it's a nice cherry on top for Oiler fans going into Sunday. I hope I'm adequately articulating that.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair assessment. It was a solid win. Like both teams have definitely, like, it was, the Heritage Classic. It was nice. The whole idea of it was cool. The event was nice in and of itself. But as far as the gameplay, I'd take this. Like this was it was a little bit more of a battle. The teams have their identities now. They're playing way better. I thought it was way more of a battle, and it was a solid game. It was.
The gameplay kind of stuttered at times, right? Like.
For
just the game in general,
like
the flow.
Yeah.
Right.
But there was still some like, oh, nice,
Absolutely. Atif, Old Wheels is in, says the Flames went down in a burning ring of fire, 13 in a row, unbelievable. The Oilers are smoking hot every time San Gagne scores. A 6 o'clocker lager is being consumed. That's from Atif. Atif, if we could conch you, we would. We would, pal. The rookie says, hey, Tommy, what's this stuff about the Saints and Crusaders leaving the AJHL to join the BCHL? What's going on? Yes, that is true, the rookie. It's happening, and they canceled the games involved with the 5 teams leaving to the BCHL tonight. So I think Brooks did a 3-on-3 game, free admission, and said that the beer was flowing. So this is turning into a battle between the AJHL and the 5 teams that are ready to break away to the BCHL. So legit, the rookie, that is happening. If you want more details on it, you can watch this episode from today of Hello Hockey, And we had Tim Fragel on from the Trail Smoke Eaters, head coach and GM, formerly of the Sherwood Park Crusaders, and him and Belzy went into it a little bit more as we awaited the announcement. Also, the rookie chimes in with Connor Brown saw Gagne's goal and was like, really? Yeah. Calgary Glenn says, evening, boys. According to PK Subban, we only won this game because of McDavid. Great game by McLeod and Holloway tonight. Desharnais solid on D tonight. Skinner solid again. Hyman was a dog on that puck for the insurance goal. Signed, Calgary Glenn. This one says, both can be true at the same time. It can be interference, and it should be called a penalty, and a penalty for embellishment can be given. Yes, I'm not arguing that. I'm with you guys. They went down easy. Those are picks, though. And on the Hyman one, the guy who made the call was 150 feet away, and that always irks me. Havana Ben chiming in says, a guy skating backwards into a guy standing still at the blue line is not interference. The player standing still is entitled to his position on the ice. That's a brutal call. I will refer to my last comment when I said the guy 150 feet away made the call. Taco texts in. Hello, Taco. Good to hear from you. Says, Tommy, big night tonight. My daughter scored 2 goals at soccer. The Niners won in the playoffs, and the Oilers won. Awesome day, Taco. Hell yeah, buddy. Enjoy the rest of this Saturday. It's a good one in oil country. This one from Norman at Combine. Norm, the sign above the main studio looks awesome. Thank you for coming in and helping the boys with that. Great job. Want to give you a shout out for that. And then Norm says, howdy, guys. Big win tonight. Love it. Have a good night. Flames suck, says Norm in a Combine. I don't know if I wanted. Did you see this one?
No, I haven't.
It's from Dave. Dave's very happy. Dave wants to know how many babies are being conceived tonight. Secondary question, how many are being named Sam in honor?
I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know.
Oh, that's good, though.
Okay, I want to throw this one at you, YouTube Trev, and to our listeners and viewers as well. It comes in and says, Pickard starts Tuesday against Columbus. No? It's from Jodes. Jodes, I think yes. Great time to get him in.
Against the next game? Yeah.
Next game, Chicago, then they get Columbus, right? Or is it Columbus, Chicago?
It is.
I have it right here.
Yeah, here, you take a gander. Regardless, I think for sure Pickard should get the next start. Stuart Skinner, he played all week, and he was solid all week, right? Yep. So, I mean, it's tough. You got the 13, but it's more than that. You know, you need to look in the long picture or the long run, and right now the Oilers, they're doing good, and I definitely think that would be the play, Tommy. You got to get him in, and that's the thing. You can get him in because whenever he's been in, he's been solid, right? He hasn't had any blunders. You don't have any questions right now. It's not like, do we put Jack Campbell in, or do the Oilers put Jack Campbell in, and do the it's not a question mark.
Right.
Calvin Pickard's been pretty solid every single start, so they don't have that question. They know what you're going to get from him from the starts that they've had. So absolutely, I think he's deserved that right, and Stuart Skinner's deserves some time off. He needs a break. I'd like that.
Columbus Tuesday, Chicago Thursday, Nashville Saturday afternoon. Some text coming in via the Nasty Chat in regard to who gets that start on Tuesday. I think it's Pickard. This one from Mike says Pickard gets the net for the start on Tuesday. Jack says ride skinny till he loses. MGD Oil Fan says I think Pickard starts next game. And then Spency 5 cents, he says yep on Pickard's start.
Yeah, and
Engage.
It's the Columbus Blue Jackets. They're a lesser team for sure. Like that. I'm not taking a jab at Pickard, but it's nice, right? Like you get the break off, and he can play against a lesser team, so they might look at that as well.
Yeah. Tango says Skinner needs a break. I hear ya. 780-218-9999. The Oilers get the win over the Calgary Flames. They have beaten them both times that they've faced each other this season. 2 more matches against the Flames this year. We will see Calgary again on February 24th, that one in Edmonton, and then April 6th, so very late in the season, the Oilers return to the Saddle Dome. Chris Knobloch improves to 23-6 as coach of the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers improve their record to 26-15-1. Let's take a look around the National Hockey League. 12 games on the schedule tonight, and a bunch of Pacific Division games and some Central Division games that had implications when it came to wild card standing and playoff spots in general. So we'll go around the National Hockey League just to get you up to speed. Tampa beats Buffalo 3-1 in Buffalo. Colorado earlier today, 7-4 over Philly. The Coyotes with the 3-2 regulation win at Moulet Arena over Nashville. Ottawa loses to Winnipeg 2-1. That game going to overtime. Boston 9-4 over Montreal. I hope you took the over on that one. 6-2 Dallas over New Jersey in New Jersey. The Leaves lose in Vancouver as they continue their Western road trip. 6-4 the score in that one. St. Louis blanks Washington 3-0 in St. Louis. You get the Oilers with the 3-1 win over Calgary. Vegas with the 3-2 victory over visiting Pittsburgh. San Jose, 5-3 over Anaheim.
Well, what a game.
Tell me more. The LA Kings, who have been struggling lately, wrap up the night with a 2-1 victory over the New York Rangers. It was Jonathan Quick's return to LA since being traded, or first time since being traded last season, initially to Columbus, then to the Rangers. Standings as of tonight, after all 12 games are done, you've got the Oilers still in third in the Pacific Division at 53 points with the 26-15-1 record. They are 6 points back of the Vegas Golden Knights, who have played 4 more games. Vegas 6-4 in its last 10 and have rattled off 3 straight victories. The LA Kings 2-5-1 in their last 10, and that was their first win in a little bit. They are 1 point back of Edmonton, having played 1 more game than the Oilers. 22-13-8 is the Kings' record. And then a point behind the Kings is the Nashville Predators. They have played 46 games with a 25-20-1 record, 6-4 in their last 10. They lost to Arizona tonight. Arizona at 47 points, tied with Seattle and Calgary. Arizona playing 44 games, the Kraken 45 games, and the Flames, that was game number 46. And then a point behind those 3 teams is the St. Louis Blues. And Minnesota, it seems to be falling out of it. So they're at 43 points. They're now 10 points back of Edmonton. They are 8 points back of a wild card spot, and they have played 45 games. So there is the out-of-town scoreboard, as well as the standings as we update you going into Sunday. 3-1, the Oilers win it. Tom Gazzola, YouTube Trev, with you. We're getting you through this one. The analysts are all busy tonight, and I think all of us together can make this a very fun post-game show. Nasty Chat doing its thing, and we will get to some clips as well when they become available. Let's go back into the inbox, 780-218-9999. This text comes in, says, I think Desharnais was the best defender on the ice tonight. He was solid, hard passes, solid checks on the back check. He's come a long way this year. I believe that's from Taylor in Indiana. Taylor, staying up late, thank you, and for watching and for listening, sticking with us. She's a nasty. Taylor in Indiana.
Yeah. She's a regular. She's been chiming on the channel for a little bit here, so it's nice. But that's a good insight on Desharnais. I'd have to agree. He set up. He set up that one. So it was the third pairing was actually pretty solid. There was nothing too crazy with Ekholm and Bush tonight. I didn't think they made any crazy blunders, but I didn't think they really contributed too much either. And Nurse and Cece as well. Cece's been. We were talking about it like. Cece's been pretty steady all season. Yeah. When you don't really have to talk about a defenseman, you're probably doing something right. And we haven't really, like, when was the last time we were like, oh, Cece with that, like he's been pretty sound. Like he doesn't mess up that much at all. So full credit to Cece. Nurse, obviously, with the mishap that he probably would take back, obviously. But Desharnais, at the beginning of the season, I was definitely more on, I was for Broberg. I wanted Broberg in. I liked his skating. Yeah, like I think he does have more potential, right? Like I think
supposed to
he's
have
at
more
least he's
high
supposed
end,
to, right?
He does.
He has the talent, and as far as skating goes, he's a way better skater. But he's just not ready. And Darnay, he saw his shot and he took it, and didn't look back. So he's way better than when he first started the season, and it's good to see.
Yeah, like Taylor from Indiana said, he's come a long way, growing in his role, which is a good thing to see. For a guy, he's not really young. I think he's going to be 27 relatively soon in his first full NHL season. So good development. This is a guy that they drafted in a late round with a late round pick, let him simmer. They liked his size, gave him a shot to go and turn pro. He started in the ECHL, made his way to the AHL, got a little bit better. And then going into last year, Dusty and I said it on the Oil Stream, look for Desharnais to get games. Look for him to be ahead of Marcus Niemelainen on the Oilers depth chart. Here he is. Everyday D-man. Third pairing guy. Pleasant surprise.
It is a pleasant surprise.
Brandon in Halifax texting in. 13 in a row, says Brandon in Halifax. Nice. Love that Skinner tied the Oilers franchise record. Brandon in Halifax. So Skinner ties Grant Fuhr. 10 wins in a row. That's an Oilers franchise record. Who was up there? There was Tommy Salo.
I missed it. I
saw the board. Tommy Salo was up there with a 9-gamer. Andy Moog was up there with a 9-gamer. Do
you think Cujo would be up there?
I don't think that team ever won 9 in a row. No, I don't think Cujo was up there.
Yeah.
There was Fuhr, Skinner, Tommy Salo,
maybe I'll just
Andy Moog. I don't even think Bill Ranford. Did Dwayne Rollison?
I can't remember.
9 starts in a row.
I'm gonna look this
up. Who am I
up.
forgetting?
Do you think Talb's in his 1 year?
No, I don't think he was on that graphic.
No. I'll look this up.
It was Joaquin Cage. I'm kidding. I love Joaquin. I'm kidding. Oh, boy. 780. Some people are saying, Mike Smith. How did I forget that? Thank you. Thank you, Donald. Mike Smith. How did I forget that? Idiot. How did I forget that?
I forgot that, Tony.
Thank you. I knew the Nasties would know.
Yeah, let's go Nasties.
Let's go. They got our back. Shanzi also says Mike Smith. Also, Shanzi said Jonathan Quick went from LA to Columbus to Vegas. Yes, thank you. That's right. And he won the cup. Dan McMaster says, love your show. Could you pronounce Kadri's name? I can't say it the way Harner Ryan. I can't pronounce it that way. I can't roll the D.
Yeah, I can't do it either.
Harner Ryan.
It's a skill.
That's, yeah.
Like I can't roll the tongue. I don't know what's the saying. Yeah, that is
a skill.
It is.
Yeah. Cool to hear though.
I thought it was neat. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. This one says, hey gents, great game. Did you notice Kane was a little lackluster until the end of the game? The effort seemed lackadaisical to us. From Morgan. Morgan, I thought he had jump in the first period. Second period, when the Flames pushed back, maybe a little bit lackadaisical, but I think a few guys could be painted with that brush. And then in the third, I thought he was fine. If I float this out there, let me know what you think. 780-218-9999 to text us. Nasty chat if you're watching. Is Kane becoming a target for some fans? Just because they need somebody to harp on.
Yeah,
I know the points haven't been. He had a multi-point game the other night. I know he hasn't been scoring at the same clip he did earlier in the season. He had that run where he had 8 goals in 8 games. He's been banged up. Had a 2-point night. I thought he was good in the first. I thought he was all right in the third. I thought quiet in the second period, among others. But and the reason why I ask this is because we're getting a lot of these Kane texts and comments saying, Kane this, Kane. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. 13 in a row now. He's chipped in a little bit. He has been banged up. He was a questionable game time decision a couple of games ago. Am I wrong to suggest maybe it's a little bit unfair to be going after him like this?
Yeah.
For some, not all.
I mean, I think it's totally. I mean, these are Oilers fans, Tommy. Like, they'll when Draisaitl slugs off when he's just pouty, you're gonna hear about it.
I know. I've heard
right? Like, so it is a little unfair for sure. But I mean, this is Evander Kane. He's a veteran, right? He's not a rookie. You know what you get from him. I don't know what people were expecting. He's gonna pop off 80 points this year, 70 points, right? He's never been that. Career high was right in the 50s a few years ago. So, and he's on pace for that. So. Really, I think you're getting what you get from Evander Kane, and that's the player that he is. That's a player that he always will be. So I don't know.
And Morgan, I'm not like talking down your text at all. I'm just saying like I've noticed some discussion about him and people making comments about it, critiquing, and I wonder if part of it is some of the media availabilities where he's said some things, maybe that has bothered some fans. And so now they're paying more attention to him. And if he doesn't have a particularly strong performance or does make a mistake here or there, it is amplified.
Yeah.
Could that be?
Yeah, like I think that's fair. Like as far as what he said post game, I mean, he's really only like that you don't have to say, right? And he's he's done it. I think this is the third time now, right? No other Oilers doing that. So he's kind of doing it to himself.
Yes.
And but I mean the Oilers, the whole organization, the players, they knew that this was a potential
part of the package.
It was part of the package, right? That's why it was a hot debate, a hot topic when the Oilers were interested and ultimately got him. But he was great the first half in the playoffs. He was great, last year until obviously he was injured. But then when he was back and continued in the playoffs, and really this is the first time he's kind of showed a little bit of sass, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And it's whatever. I take it because someone, I forget who chimed in the nasty chat, but you're going to want him in the playoffs, and absolutely you are. He is such a player you need in the playoffs, Tommy. Like, he's physical, can score, he can do it all, right? I forget the stat I seen.
Timely.
Yeah, exactly. But he's leading the league here. He's a top 5 hitter in the league right now, and he also, of those top 5, he's one of like the highest goal scorers of those hitters, right? Like, because in that list you got like Radko Gudas, and but he's a lot more effective than those players offensively. Right. So Evander Kane, I'm so for him. I know you get the drama, you do, but he's a really good player, and he's a very valuable asset to this team.
Yeah. The comments that he's made, it's like, ugh.
But those are like, come on, you don't need to do that, really.
I'm with people when you look at that and go, I didn't need to say that. But as one texter says, we are a tough crowd in Edmonton. Yes. Yes, very true. Very true. All right, let's go to some more texts. Anything in terms of post-game?
Yeah, no, nothing yet, but I was just going to ask you, Tommy.
Yes, please.
What are your thoughts on Warren Foegele tonight? Or just the last little bit?
Really good.
Just
look at those hands.
Man.
He's feeling it.
He's really feeling it. I'm loving his play lately.
Strong plays, power forward moves towards the net. Smooth, quick hands. A head up. Instinct for offense. He had a nice give and go, like a read and react play in the first period where I was like, did Warren Foegele just make that give and go at the top of the zone?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what Leon told Clouder and Warren Foegele, but clearly, I mean, yeah, like both those two have been just noticeably different in the last several weeks, I guess, but the last few games in particular. But I thought Warren Foegele was lights out, and his skating is just so good, but he is smooth in tight. Like, he's making plays. Like, there's been times he has the 7 on his jersey, and oftentimes, when he gets going, I'm like,
don't even go there.
Oh, you don't think so?
No.
Oh, I so think so.
Go there.
Oh, well, like sometimes I'm like, is that? Oh, it's Foegele. I at a glance maybe I'll say I get mistaken for him.
Tape.
Yeah, okay, but he had the skating, and now he's kind of got the hands in tight right now. So I'm like even more so like, wow, he's kind of looking like Connor out there, Tommy. Maybe not.
I'm not saying anything. I said go there, and you did. At first, I said don't go there, and you said you were going to go there, so I said go there, and you did. That's okay. If you're wondering how Foegele performed tonight, he did have some good plays. He made some good moves. Yes. If you weren't paying attention, he might, at a glance, look like another guy with a 7 at the end of his number on the jersey on his back that also uses white tape and is left-handed. Foegele an assist, +1, 14:54 time on ice. He did get 20 seconds on the PK and 30 seconds on the power play. 2 shots, 2 missed shots for Warren Foegele. I'm just teasing you, Trev. I'm just teasing you. 780-218-9999. Hontorio Moms. What's up, Hontorio Moms? Texts in, says, boys, the Flames have lost their identity. They aren't even rats anymore. Where are the big talkers now? Love to see it. Hontorio Moms ends his text with a suck it, Calgary. Hontorio Moms. It's all good, buddy. Coach Mike says 13. Honestly, how long can this go? Next week looks so winnable. Yes, Coach Mike, it does set up very nicely. Mike from Calgary with the goal light and the 6 o'clocker logger with the post-game show on the TV in the background. Mike from Calgary, bless you. And thank you. Thank you very, very much. This text says, every win that extends the streak, I just imagine Corey Perry getting more eager to sign here in Edmonton. Please let it happen. I did ask about Corey Perry with some people from Hockey Ops in the Oilers organization today. I was told there's some smoke there. We've heard Sarah Valley talk about it. There's some smoke there. But there's other teams that are interested as well. But good point by that texter. Dirty Curdy says, I was at the game tonight, and the atmosphere was fire boiled in oil. Dry, Skinner, and Holloway were excellent. Baker's dozen and the Huberto hatred was palpable at the toilet bowl. Signed, Dirty Curdy. Thank you, Dirty Curdy. I asked for some input and feedback on what the mood and environment was like in the arena tonight. I knew some nasties would be watching or listening after the game. Dirty Curdy, you are clutch. A big thank you, my friend. This one from the Russian spa guy says, tell everyone to relax complaining about Kane. If you want to critique a win, talk about Nurse in the second period. Jumped up and left Ceci for the 3-on-1 on the Flames goal. And what the hell was that blind back pass that led to his several-minute shift with a ton of Flames pressure? Yes. Downtown Dana might have had a few 6 o'clockers. I'm going to read it before we get to our first bit of audio from the Oilers locker room. Trev, brace yourself. Downtown Dana says, I love the show, boys. Thank you, Downtown Dana. Do you think Gagne could have beat a Klapka in a fight? Downtown Dana. Downtown Dana may be wishful thinking, but Adam Klapka, playing his first NHL game, who played with Laddie Schmid for Liberec, is 6'8", 235 pounds. Sam Gagner is a generous 5'11", like 195, 200, something like that. I like the fight in the dog that is Sam Gagner, but that is a big dog you're going up against.
Yeah, seen him. I think it was Holloway that got into it. Yeah, and then I was like, "Who's that giant?" And then it was exactly Klapka. So, he's huge. I do. Sam Gagner, he doesn't shy away from it. We've seen from time. We were talking about the Mike Smith Cam Talbot fight earlier. What started that was Sam Gagner going at, I think it was Mark Giordano, and then and then everything started.
That's where it started. It was Sam that started.
You're right. Yeah. So he's definitely there. He's got that fight in the dog.
He
but
does.
I mean, sometimes there's just come on. He'd be like, you don't, and
Adam
then
Klapka is a giant.
Yeah. So it's just no.
The answer, in the nicest, and with all due respect to Sam Gagner, it's a wholehearted no. And I wouldn't want Sam to go through that. By the way, a couple things before we get to Connor McDavid here. Yeah, it's McDavid. They called Sam Gagner Papa Oiler on the Oilers' social media. I had a talk with Sam about that when he first came back and got the call up. I said, hey, I heard they're calling you Papa Oiler. And he's like, yeah, I don't love it. And Sam will BS with the best of them. And he'll be the nicest guy to the nth degree. But that was one where he's older, I'm old. We've known each other for a really long time. I just looked at him. I'm like, are we going with this Papa Oiler thing? And he's like, I don't really like it. And I was like, okay,
not a fan.
Thanks, Papa Oiler.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and just rolled his eyes and shook his head.
It's like, I guess this stuck.
He's not a fan.
Yeah. Well, that's
and
good.
One last note on Adam Klapka, played his first NHL game tonight. I did text Laddie Schmid, who was Klapka's teammate in the 2021-2022 season for Liberec in the Czech League. I said, Adam Klapka hat-trick tonight? Laddie wrote back, just one goal, and we still win 3-1. Laddie, of course, being a good former Oiler, still uses we. Unlike us who never played for the team, Trev, we can't use that.
Never said it once.
That's fine. You lie. But Laddie can use it. But he does get the score right. How about that?
Yeah, that's impressive.
Laddie Daddy getting it done. All right, let's get to our first bit of audio and video. Who do we have?
I think this is Warren Fogle. Oh, no, it's Connor McDavid. Here he is.
Consecutive victories on the road, Connor. When it comes to your guys' road game, what is going so well for you guys to put out some incredible numbers?
Yeah, we like playing on the road. We like playing at home, but playing on the road is fun. In hostile environments, and it just feels like you're playing against everybody in the rink, and that's fun for us to do.
Connor, it's been the same personnel, the same roster, the same skill set, and yet now you guys, for 11 consecutive games, have allowed 2 goals or less. What's changed in that department?
I'm waiting for Spec to write an article on the defensive side of the game, but I guess we'll keep waiting for that. But we're playing well defensively. Skin's playing well, getting contributions from all over. Heim's selling out, blocking that shot at the end. The D-men have played great. Just good, solid hockey.
Is it meaningful to be the only Canadian team in NHL history to win 13 straight?
Sure. Yeah. That's it. Anytime you can be the only team to do anything, that's positive. It's always exciting. So, good for our group.
The guys on that Habs team whose record you just beat were like Jean Beliveau and Henri Richard and guys like that. That's got to be kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It's honestly something that we haven't really paid too much attention to. We're just trying to take it one game at a time. I know that sounds cliche, but. I think maybe it was mentioned one time in here, and it was kind of right before the game. So it's not something that we're paying too close attention to. But obviously we want to keep going.
So this defensive game that you guys are playing, it's you're looking more and more comfortable. It seems like every game you fall into it seemingly more naturally, or are you getting pretty good at it? I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, lots of things are going well, like I said. Stu's given us a chance every night, so those picks when he's gone in there. All 6 D-men are playing really, really solid, battling really hard at the net. I think our PK has been fantastic. It's always a good feeling when you know that your PK can bail you out of situations, and it has multiple times. Did again tonight there with a big kill in the 3rd period, and it's just been solid all over.
And maybe there might have been a time when you guys had that many chances that didn't go in the 1st period like you did tonight. There was a time when you might have pressed too hard, perhaps. I thought tonight you just kept coming.
Yeah, we would have opened it right up, tried to make this a 9-8 game, but no, it was, there's been some exciting games in this building, some fun ones. Tonight was a little bit more low event, which is a game that we're comfortable playing. We've always said that, and we feel good in those games. And we've shown that over this little stretch here, and hopefully we can keep it rolling.
What do you think of Ryan McLeod's mitts on his goal?
Beautiful goal, great play. Vin makes a good play at the line, or Vin makes a good play up to Fogues, and Fogues makes a good play at the line, and Clatter obviously has those jets and gets in behind and makes a great play.
Connor, I know it's not top of mind, but how neat is it to be named captain of your own all-star team with, I believe, celebrity Will Arnett?
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously it's we're there to entertain, so hopefully we can do that weekend and make the event a success. Obviously it's fun. It's in my hometown, so definitely looking forward to that.
All right, there's the captain, Connor McDavid, discussing the team's 13th straight victory and taking a fun jab at Spec. Spec will write the defense and the shutdown play article of the Oilers, but Buddy's in a good mood when he's cracking jokes, as he should be.
Yeah, that's something I think I've heard a lot of people talk about that. He's got a little bit, and it's nice. It's crazy to think you've seen these guys. You can see it on their faces just looking at them right now, Tommy. Like when they first started the season, after a loss and after several losses, and just where they were, like they didn't want no question. And it's nice to see just the whole mood of the group, right? That translates to the ice. Yeah. I have to think it does. So it's nice to see for sure.
All right, McDavid. Speaking there, we do have more audio to get to. Who do we have up next, Trev?
Up next, he scored the empty netter tonight. Here is Zach Hyman.
Guys, find a way to grind out a W. Maybe just take us through your team's effort tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest one, but it all starts at the back end with Stu. Obviously, he's been playing some pretty incredible hockey. Followed it up tonight with another stellar performance. You win a lot of games when you only let in one goal, right? So he was phenomenal, and then I just think that the reason we've been winning is we're just checking really well. Even when we're not scoring, we're preventing the other team from getting as many looks as it takes to kind of get up there in goals, right? So I think it all starts with our checking, and then I think we could have had a couple more tonight.
You guys mentioned Stuart Skinner all throughout this win streak, and Calvin Pickard whenever he's been drawn in, but he ties a franchise record for most wins by a goaltender with 10. Of course, Grant Fuhr held that record, and he's wearing Grant Fuhr's get-up today. How fitting is that?
That's pretty cool. Grant Fuhr is around. He's a really nice guy, so I'm sure he's sitting there cheering Stu on. We got the pleasure of seeing him a bunch. I think he came in for the Heritage, and just a great person, and obviously I think he'd be really happy for Stu. So pretty cool that Stu was able to do it in the get-up, like you said.
What happened to the high-flying Oilers?
I think we're still there. We're just playing. We're not losing the games where we don't score, right? I think that's the difference, right? We're playing sound defensively. We're not cheating for offense, and I think when you're not scoring as much, it's because you're not giving up as much, right? And I think that's the key, right? So it's good to be winning. It doesn't matter how you win.
Do you think this is maybe not the last hurdle, but one of the biggest hurdles for this team is to learn how to play consistently like this, to win 2-1, 3-1 consistently? Is that the last big thing you guys had to figure out?
I guess time will tell, right? I think every year is a new year, and obviously this one is a little bit unorthodox in the way that it started and the way that it's now going for us. But I think every year you learn something and you mature, and I think we've had a lot of guys, who are on those teams, and we've matured as a group, and we all want to win in this locker room. And you learn, and you lose in the playoffs, and you lose to the Stanley Cup champions 2 years in a row. You learn from that, right? So we want to win games, and the way we started, we didn't have much wiggle room, so we had to play the right way, and I think we were seeing us continue to play that way.
Has the historical significance hit you yet that this team holds the longest winning streak of any Canadian team in NHL history, eclipsing a 1960s Montreal team loaded with legends?
When we did it, a 10-game streak, it was, we eclipsed the Oilers, the 80s teams, right? And now it's the old Montreal team. So, it's when you're in the moment, you just kind of go out there and play. But I'm sure it'll be something cool to look back on that, we now hold this streak for a Canadian team. And, we want to keep winning, so we'll see where it goes.
Second game that Sam Gagner draws in, scores the game-winning goal. Can you just talk about the presence and every time 89 is in the lineup, what that does for the rest of the group?
he's clutch. Like, I mean, you guys call him Papa or it's Papa Clutch, right? Like, it's pretty cool. I mean, it seems whenever he's in the lineup, he's got an impact on the game, right? And I didn't make that moniker. It was thrown around in the room, so I'll just throw it out to you, Tone. But they got the guys who started to call. Yeah. You already know.
But Papa Clutch is yours.
Well, it was thrown around in the room. I'm not gonna solo claim it. There's a bunch. I don't remember who said it, but I liked it, so I'll throw it out. You can tag me in if you want. But he just seems to score big goals. Yeah.
I think you were probably about 120, 140 feet away. Did you hear him call bank on that one? Or how does that work?
You're gonna have to ask him that. I think it's exactly how he drew it up.
Yeah, Sam Gagner, I will not use that nickname. I remember the look I got from him when I talked to him about it. So, Gagner with the winner. That was Zach Hyman. Hyman with the hard-working empty netter, out-muscling Rasmus Andersson to tuck it home to give the Oilers the 3-1 victory. Yes, it's their 13th straight victory. Yes, they beat the Habs record of 12 in a row for a Canadian franchise. And in the meantime, that was their 9th straight road victory. Pretty damn good. That's worth noting.
That's huge, right? Like that's I'm trying to think. I can't remember if that was something they struggled on last season, but
they've been a pretty good road team the last couple of
years. Yeah, they have, right? So I mean, it's just adding. It's just more boxes checked, right? They're just doing everything, and it's nice because that's right. They have been a good away team, and then when they've come back to Rogers Place, they've kind of struggled. So they're getting it done home and away. It's crazy.
It is. All right, I'm going to get to this one text because it kind of tees up our next interview that we're going to hear from the Oilers locker room. This text comes in, says, "Hey, guys, love the show. Serious question, though. Do the Oilers need to upgrade the backup goalie or not? I feel they are in a position now to play Pickard more often, but if Skinner was to get injured, do you need something there that the staff and the team is more confident with?" I would like, in a perfect world, another veteran goalie that has had playoff experience, that has been a starter in the NHL, not just for bits and pieces like Calvin Pickard. That's a perfect world. To Calvin Pickard's credit, he has helped take the urgency away from that need. They might end up rolling into the playoffs with these two, because they only have so much cap space, and if they want to add another forward or two, or even a depth defenseman, I mean, you could get one or two of those things, but not all three. So, like, if you wanted a forward, a D-man, and a goalie, if that's on the checklist, one you're getting for sure. Two, you're probably getting. The third thing, all three, no. So which two are you putting up above the third? Like, is it the forward and the D-man, and then the goalie's the third priority? Is it the D-man, the goalie, then the forward? Is it the forward and the goalie? The Oilers are having their meetings. All their brass is in town. All of their scouts, all their hockey ops, they're having meetings right now to go over that very plan. They've been in the press box the last couple of games, and they've been having those meetings as of right now. I think the urgency to go after a goalie in a bad goalie market has completely died off. Good on Skinner, good on Pickard, but there is that, angel on my right, devil on my left. The angel's saying everything's great, and the devil's saying, go get that goalie.
Yeah, no, you absolutely nailed it. Like, in a perfect world, obviously it would be ideal to have like a legit backup, but they're not in the position. I think the solution the solution is internal. But honestly, I was watching the Oilers the Jets game earlier today, and Connor Hellebuck, he was saying, he's like, no, like this team, I'm only as good as the team is in front of me. Like, I can't credit, I'm playing okay, but the team in front of me has really just been lights out, and that's allowed me to be the way I am.
Yeah.
So personally, I'd go for a forward, I'd go for a defenseman, and I think the talk it should have definitely simmered. Stuart Skinner has been really, really good, and Pickard's been pretty solid. There's no options out there right now, Tommy. And you're not going to...
options suck.
And the options do suck. And if you want something really, really good, you're going to have to, an arm and a leg. And they're not really in a position where they can do that right now.
Not a great goalie market. Speaking of goalies, let's go to the guy that got his, 10th straight victory. Oilers 9 straight on the road, 13 straight overall. Lots of straight wins and records being broken and tied in Oilers franchise history and Canadian franchise history. Let's go to Stu Skinner.
End of the game a little bit. You guys break a record from the 67 Canadians with guys like Jean Beliveau. The goalies were Gump, Worsley, and Rogie Vachon. Is that kind of cool?
It's very cool. It's a little bit surprising that it kind of took this long for, there's been so many great Canadian teams that have played, right? So I'm happy that we were able to kind of break it.
Tell me about an Oilers team that used to be known as the high-flying Oilers that wins 2-1 and 3-2 all the time now. What happened there?
Honestly, again, it's kind of the same story. I think just the way we started and kind of coming out, we learned a lot of lessons, a lot of hard lessons, I think. And I believe we're still learning them at time to time. And it's just that continuous of growth and growing our game. But yeah, we were going to the third period and we felt pretty comfortable in the spot that we were in just because we've been playing so many games like that. So that's kind of hockey we want to play. And those are normally the teams that do some good damage in playoffs too. So it's good.
As a goalie, are you still trying to figure out how Sam Gagner managed to bank that one?
I felt pretty bad for Vladar. I felt great at the time, obviously, because it puts us up a goal. But there are a lot of credit to Vladar. He played an incredible game. It could have got out of hand pretty quickly there. But yeah, that's how Gagner practices too. He just goes harder than that. He just he battles, he grinds. So it's always great to see him score.
I know you watched Sam Gagner growing up a little bit. Does it ever get old watching him celebrate the way he does?
No, he gets fired up. He always has, and it's it really tells you who he is. He loves the game. He loves playing. He loves playing for the Oil. He loves winning games. Loves big time plays. It's just it's who he is. So yeah, it's pretty cool that I'm in the dressing room now and I get to celebrate with him. So I'm very fortunate.
Very similar to the question I asked you about a week ago. When you see Dan Vladar make some key saves to begin this hockey game, what does that do for you when you haven't faced a shot yet, Stu?
Yeah, well, at first you just really respect kind of what he's been doing, on the other end. So when you do see that as a goalie, you know that chances are going to come back my way. And for me, it's just knowing that I gotta do my part too. Vladar, he played a great game, and that also inspires me to make as many saves and come up with big saves that I need to come up with in order to give ourselves a chance to win, because it's going to be a hard night to score.
You break a record that was held, or tie a record that was held by Grant Fuhr.
Today?
Yeah. Most consecutive wins. Yeah.
How many am I at here? 10? Oh, wow.
Supposed to be ready with his answer.
I have no idea. Just try to keep on playing the game and keep on winning games. We're still here to battle and to grind and to make our way up the leaderboard. So that's very cool. Thanks for letting me know.
I was going to say, you haven't got a text yet or anything? You haven't checked the phone?
I haven't checked the phone yet, but got to have a cool down first.
All right, there's Stuart Skinner, 10th straight victory for him. Yes, ties Grant Fuhr's franchise record. The Oilers, 9 straight road wins and 13 straight victories overall. 9 straight on the road. That is an accomplishment. I think that gets overlooked, understandably, because of the 13 straight, but very, very impressive. And the way this team has turned it around, indeed, also impressive. 780-218-9999 or the Nasty Chat. We're going to wind things down here. I got a couple of texts to get to, and then we got to get to the player of the game from YouTube Trev. This one from Shanzi said, I wanted an Oilers jersey for Christmas, but I haven't had a jersey since 2003 when I had Ryan Smith. So I asked for an 89 Gagner jersey, and I got it. Nicest jersey since the 94 Smitty. That's from Shanzi. Steve Texan says, shout out to my mom, super Oilers fan. Her opinion is that everyone should play like Hyman, and that's Carol. So a shout out to Carol. And if everybody played with the same hustle as Zach Hyman, this team would be first in the league and 82-0 and win 16 straight because the man works his tail off. So I'm with you, Carol. And Carol also says she loves YouTube Trev's mustache. And is he doing it to look like Stu? Answer, Carol. You can not avoid Carol's question.
I mean, it started in November, no shave November, and I've done it since as long as I can remember. And
Born with it.
It happens to look like Stuart Skinner's mustache, I guess. So that's I'm not growing it because of him. I actually hate that he has a mustache because that's all people seem to. But when I first started, I parted my hair, so everyone called me, hey, like in the nasty chat. At first, it was, hey, that's Justin Trudeau. Hey, that's Justin Trudeau. Yeah. And then I started complaining. I was telling my brother, and I'm like, oh, it's terrible. They're calling me Stuart Skinner now. And he's like, well, they were calling you Trudeau.
Yes, not the most popular person in our nation, certainly. I think the Skinner thing is much better.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I like it.
He's a good-looking fella.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Age?
Same age. He's a day older than me.
You guys went to high school together?
Went to the same high school as him, Winston Churchill.
There you go.
And I think that's all I got. But yeah.
Man, it's all good. Carol.
There's your answer.
Thank you for watching and listening, and hopefully that was an adequate enough answer from YTT. All right, time to get to the Damon Bunting Remax Elite Player of the Game. Damon Bunting, consistent top-producing realtor in Greater Edmonton and among Remax realtors. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move to your current home. Or from your current home, community-driven. He understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. YouTube, Trev, do your thing.
You know what, Tommy? I was kind of struggling, actually, and I didn't really think of one until now. So I'm just going to go top of the dome. It's either Gagne or Holloway. I mean, I'm going to give it to Gagne just because, you know what, absolute beauty. He's been, in his prime years, or I guess younger years, he was. We're kind of getting a little bit of that, maybe not quite, but he's a solid player, and he always has. He knows the fundies, right? That's what they call them, the fundamentals. Pucks in deep. Yep. Just get the puck on net, go to the lane, and good things happen when you go to the net. That's kind of what he's always done, and you've seen pretty well all of his goals this year. When I went to the first Oilers game I went to this year, it was his first game this year, and it was against Dallas, and he scored 2 goals. How did he score those goals? He went to the net. So that's he's a high IQ player. He really is. We always know that, he's got some really smooth hands. We haven't really seen that. That hasn't been full on display this year, but we don't expect that, or us fans, we don't expect that for Sam Gagner. So he got a nice goal. He chipped in, and it was a huge goal. It was a clutch goal, and you know what? I'm giving it to Sam Gagner tonight. So Sam Gagner, out of B. You definitely get the player of the game. Good job.
That's the Damon Bunting Remax Elite Player of the Game, Sam Gagner with the GWG. They don't ask how. They just ask how many. And the Oilers with the 3-1 win, 13 straight victories. They will kick off a 3-game homestand Tuesday night against the Columbus Blue Jackets. That game goes at 7 o'clock. We are on the air at 5:30 with the Oil Stream pregame show. Myself, I think Joaquin Gage is in on Tuesdays now on the pre- and post-game. I don't know if Cass and him made that deal. I'll have to confirm, but we'll be ready to rock and roll as the Oilers seek a 14th straight victory. I think there might be one last text I want to get to, and it's this one from Lacombe Drew. Says, I'm waiting for YouTube Trev to give Gazzola the Papa SD tag. Don't you dare.
I don't even know what that means.
He's talking about our SD awards that might actually be a real thing that we're doing.
Yeah, actually, the ball's rolling on that. It looks like at first I thought it was a joke, and then I come into work the next day, and Dusty's like, "Okay, I think we already got a place where we're gonna host this." I'm like, "This is legit."
Yeah. No, Ryan Smith Snow says Tom wishes he could grow a muzzy or any facial hair. Joke's on you, I can. It just looks terrible. Oh, thank you. All right, that's going to do it for the Oil Stream post-game show. The Oilers 3-1 winners over the Calgary Flames, 13 straight victories. Big thank you to everyone who listened on our TuneIn app as well as our audio stream. Big thank you to all of you who also watched on our YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button if you already haven't. Smash that thumbs up on your way out. Take care, nasties in oil country. Have yourselves a lovely Sunday. We'll talk to you on Monday. Ciao for now.